Thank you for joining. Let's practice our yoga today. No matter what, you want to keep up your practice and it pays off. Take a moment to settle down. Let that lightness flow inside within your body. And all you have to do here is to tune out from the outside world. And you want to tune in. Slowly connect to the sound of your breath. So there's a lot of things that would be going on, and you want to take a step back to try to figure out what's going on and what you need to do. So let's go ahead and do some stretching first. Go ahead and work your arms in and out. Release, okay? Work your shoulders by circling them. So as you go through the movement, do it slowly and notice. You will notice more. The more you slow down, the more we notice. And I had to do that myself during my daily life. I rushed through the things and then I realized I could have done better. So let's work the neck. Neck is very important. It's one of the least used, parts of the body. And it stays healthy as long as we work it, as long as we keep it active. So these simple stretches, you want to try to do them as often as possible. So let's rotate the neck in both the directions, right? Once, maybe about 5-6 times clockwise and 5-6 times counterclockwise. Come back to neutral. Flex your neck as well. So as you exhale down, look down. Inhale, look up. Come back to neutral. Okay. Now let's start with Tadasana. And the idea behind Tadasana is to, let this energy reach all the extremities in the body. So you're stretching and opening up the passageway for the energy to move. So keep holding the posture, breathe easy. Let me try to adjust the camera here. So as you hold Tadasana, check with your breathing. Are you breathing primarily through the abdomen, or are you also engaging your lungs? So in complete yogic breathing, you got to introduce or incorporate breathing through the abdomen, through the lungs, as well as through the top of your lungs. So it has to be a complete breath. And slowly release. Okay, simple stretch. So you feel that goodness within you. So let's continue with that. Let's try balancing posture. So balancing is sometimes hard, especially when your mind is straying, wandering. So you got to try to bring it and center it. And the way to do that is to look at an object, and in this posture on the ground, and release. Okay, shake your leg. And let's try this balancing posture on the other leg. It's kind of fun actually. Sometimes you can, sometimes you cannot. And if you ever wonder why you cannot, it's because your mind is preoccupied. So you got to bring your mind back to the present moment for this to succeed. And release. Okay, shake your leg. And now let's not forget the chair. Chair is very important. Just blindly do it every day. It's going to strengthen your knees. One thing you remember here is you're not putting intense pressure on your knees, right? For example, if you're going all the way down, yeah, there's a lot of pressure, but just go down as much as you can. That way you achieve the objective of engaging those muscles in and around the knees. Okay, now raise your arms so that you lengthen the back. And release. Okay, shake your leg. So when you do the standing chair, and a lot of times when you do this, you got to remember to, keep your spine lengthened. By habit, we kind of collapse this portion. So if I'm standing like this, I don't want to let loose my abdomen. So you got to kind of pull it up and engage those abdominal muscles. Okay. So now let's come back here. Let's get a stretch for the side. So go ahead and raise your right arm and bend to the left from the hips up. Simple bend, but very effective in keeping the health of those lateral abdominal muscles. and then come back to neutral. Okay, let's try the same side bend on the other side. So left arm up and bending to your right. And release. Okay, so that's a good stretch for your side muscles. Let's make it a little bit deeper. Okay, so go ahead and get into a stance and raise your arms up and then bend to the left. So this is a little deeper bend, and it also engages your leg. So make a note of that. And then come back up, and now bending to the right. So unlike that half bend we did before, here you can go deeper. Let your trunk down, because you have your leg to support you and provide a foundation. And come back up and release. Okay, shake your arms, legs, and now let's get the shoulder stretch. So place the left hand on the back as high as possible, right hand from above reaching down. If you can, interlock the fingers, otherwise no big deal. Keep the hands in place, positioned, moving towards each other. What are the key things in this posture? You got to keep your right elbow pointing up. That way it opens up the top of your lungs, and you got to engage your lungs and top of the lungs to breathe. No abdominal breathing, only breathing through your lungs. And release. Okay, just hold as long as you can, about 2 breaths, 3 breaths, and slowly you will start to feel that gain in flexibility. So that's what you want to work towards. Let's try the shoulder stretch on the right side. So right hand goes up on the back as high as possible, left hand from above reaching down. Interlock the fingers if you can. Again, try to keep that left elbow up. Your head also should be looking ahead. Okay, if you feel tension in the neck, if you have to drop it down, it's okay. See how much you can lift. And release. Okay, so some of these postures are like a little difficult, but it's okay. You got to try certain things which are a little bit more difficult, not just go for the easy ones, right? It is like the difficult ones make life easier, and the easier ones might make life difficult. Likewise in yoga, you don't want to push yourself or hurt yourself, but try to, stretch that little bit more. That's important. Okay, now let's try a simple posture, but it's a little difficult. So this is called moon posture. So you got to turn to your right first, okay, and then you're going to place your right hand on the mat. Okay, and then see if you can straighten the leg, and then see if you can lift the left leg up. And release. This is though it looks easy, it's a little difficult. It is difficult because you need to have that strength in your legs to bear the weight. So let's try the same thing on the left side. So left hand on the mat, you can start with bending your left leg and then straightening the leg. And release. Okay, so you got to keep doing this every day, and I don't do it myself every day, so sometimes I cramp up. It just reminds me that I got to practice more and more. So let the breathing settle down. Now let's go for a little bit more of a stretch. So get a chair and let's try the hero posture. Okay, so you're going to stand slightly more than your arm length. So you got to take the length of your trunk from the hip to the shoulder, and then length of your arm, and that's where approximately you would have the chair. So you can get your body into a as horizontal position as possible, and then raise the left leg, form a T. Hold and breathe. And release. Okay, shake that leg. So when you are holding this posture, I don't know if you paid attention to your abdomen. So you got to let your abdomen loose and lengthen, okay? So let's try that now on the other side. Again, remember your abdomen, you got to kind of loosen, relax your abdominal muscles. Lengthen them, stretch them a bit. And release. Shake your leg. Now let's keep the chair away and try some sun salutations, simple ones. But first let's get up for the sun salutation. So raise your arms up into your back bend. Hold and breathe. And then hinge at the hips and down into a standing forward bend. Hold and breathe. Actually hold your elbows with your hands and let the weight of your trunk and arms pull on the lower back. And then come back up, back to prayer position. So when you are doing this forward bend, you got to feel your lower back muscles get engaged. Okay, so that way you are able to notice what difference it makes. You got to feel that pull. Now let's do some simple sun salutations. Start with the hands in prayer position, and then inhale, back bend. Exhale, standing forward bend. Inhale, trunk up, parallel to the mat. Hold and breathe. Okay, try to lengthen your spine. And then exhale, standing forward bend. Inhale, back bend, back to prayer position. One more time. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, standing forward bend. Inhale, trunk up, parallel to the mat, and you want to lengthen your spine. Couple of breaths now. And then exhale, standing forward bend. Inhale, back bend, back to prayer position. Good stretch for the upper part of the body. Now let's try to engage the lower part. So let's go down and sit in an easy posture. And let's try a couple of variations of the twist. So first you're going to turn to your right and back. So left hand on the side of the right knee. Okay, so I'm going to turn this side so you can see me. So my left hand on the outside of the right knee, and then right hand at the back, not too far away. And come back to neutral. Okay, now we're going to turn to the left and back. So right hand on the outside of the left knee. This helps you pivot against something, and then you can look over the left shoulder, completing the twist. And come back to neutral. So when you twist, you got to keep both your sit bones in contact evenly between them on the mat. Okay, that way you're making sure you're not tilting to one side. Now let's try the twist differently. So place or fold both your legs to the left. They don't have to be together. Okay, so they can just find their own space. And then now you want to work yourself into a twist to the right side. Hold and breathe. And come back to neutral, and go ahead now and fold the legs to the right, and you're going to turn to your left and back. So when you breathe in a twist, again it's an opportunity to engage all the length of your spine, right from the tailbone up to the neck. So try to deepen your breathing and you will enjoy it. And come back to neutral. Now from here let's get to diamond posture, Vajrasana, sitting on the heels. Feel the flex in your ankles. Now, keep a little distance between the two knees or the knees apart and slowly folding forward, resting the forehead on the mat. If you can't, you can rest the forehead on your hands, one above the other, forming fists. Now, if you can place the forehead on the mat, stretch your arms out to the front, hold and breathe. And now take your hands to the back and you got to let go of your shoulders. So it is a posture of surrender. Just let go of all thoughts. Receive the energy being sent to you. Experience the state. Hold and breathe. And then come back up. Now you want to transition into a plank. So place your hands in front and stretch your legs back, lifting the hips up, hold and breathe. And release. Okay. Now for a little bit more difficult posture, place your left hand on the mat and shift your weight so that most of it is borne by your arm. Then see if you can straighten the legs. Otherwise you can also use your lower leg to support yourself. See how much, just hold as long as you can. And release. Try the same side plank or airplane on the right side. Idea here is your arm bears the weight and it is strengthening to your arm. Okay, so that's the idea. And release. Okay, once more come back to Vajrasana. Now some more posture for the arm. We are going to get into downward dog. It's also an inversion, so you get benefits of the inversion as well. So the more distance you leave between the hands and the feet, it becomes a little bit more harder. And release. Back to Vajrasana. And easy posture next. Actually, bring both your feet together in front. Hold the feet, pull them up gently, sitting up straight, enjoying the freedom to breathe. So cleansing your soul, washing your soul, nourishing your soul with each and every breath. Okay, now let's cross the legs, easy posture. Try alternate nostril breathing. Close the right nostril, breathe in through the left. Close the left nostril, exhale through the right. Inhale back in through the right. And exhale through the left. And that's one cycle. Try about 5 to 6 cycles. and release. And just for a few moments more. So here is a mantra for today and for the future, of course. And 3 words are let it be. Okay, let it be. Okay, let's just breathe and dwell over it. And come back to the present moment. And that's the class for today. Thank you for attending. Keep up your practice.